Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the water treatment. We know that a wastewater treatment plant is a facility in which a combination of various processes like physical, chemical and biological are used to treat the industrial wastewater and remove the pollutant present in a water. For this water treatment there are various steps are used like screening, grit removal, aeration, then plain and secondary sedimentation, filtration, disinfection, tertiary treatment and water softening. So today we are discuss about the screening. Now let us start. It is a first part of treatment unit, means the water treatments are start by the first step using a screening of water. In this process, the suspended particles which are floating on the surface of water get removed by using a screen bar. This screen having a two subtypes. First one is the coarse screen and second one is the fine screen. Now we are seeing in a diagram that there are the some types of screens. First one is the static wedge wire screen, drum screen in second picture, and third one there is a step screen. All these screens are used to remove the floating particles present in a water, because the distance between these bars in a coarse screen and fine screen is very small, or it is just designed to remove the suspended particles. First one is the core screen. To remove the large object that would damage or pole, pump, valve and other mechanical equipment. This screen is cleaned manually and this is used frequently. This is also cleaned mechanically. We see in a diagram that there are the whenever we allow the water flow from that screen, then the suspended particles which are shown by a dotted structure in different colors like yellow, red, green, these are the suspended materials which are not allowed to flow from that screen and that are removed by using this method. This is the first step of treatment. The screen are placed in a inclined direction. Flow are increased and velocity reduced than the large floating matter. Fine size frequently clotted due to the small size of pores compared to the core screen. We know that if there are the particles are present, large number of coagulant are present, suspended particles are present in a wastewater, then these are clot to that pores of the screen, so that core screen is more suitable to use or to remove the suspended particles as compared to the fine screen. Then next point is the aeration. Here the screening is over. Now second step is the aeration, means after screening, after removal of that all suspended particle present in water, then the wastewater undergoes the next step, aeration. When the water come in contact with oxygen called as the aeration, means this water under the treatment, means whenever the treatment of screening is over, then undergoes the aeration to add the oxygen in it. When the oxygen is added in it, then the odor gases like CO2, methane or any metallic compounds like iron can remove by addition of oxygen. This process is called the aeration. Now these are again subdivided into some aerators. First one is the spray nozzle aerator. We can see in a diagram there is the spray nozzle aerator which spray the water in air. This method remove the dissolved carbon dioxide by 90% and also the H2S by 99%, hydrogen sulfide by 99% present in the water. This type of aerator has one or more spray nozzle connected to a pipe manifold. The water is sprinkled in a fine jet through a nozzle to a height about the 2 meter to 2.5 meter. The nozzles are generally operated at a pressure of 0.07 to 0.14. The discharge through nozzle will depend upon the design and available head of the water. This type of aerator has one or more spray nozzle connected to the pipe manifold. We know that, but this is the moving through the pipe under the pressure. The water level of each nozzle in a fine spray and fall through the surrounding air, creating a fountain effect. Means whenever they are spray in a air, create like a fountain. In general, the spray aeration is successful in oxidizing iron and manganese. Means whenever the oxygen is added or whenever this water is come in contact with air, then the oxygen is dissolved in air, so that the oxides, iron oxides and manganese get removed. Then the next subtype of aerator is the cascade aerator. It is cheap and economical in use. It made by RCC and there is no maintenance required for the cascade aerator. The aeration is complete in a splash zone. We can see it in a diagram. Cascade aerator. There are steps are there. Then the water is allowed to flow on cascade aerator, so that water is flow and come in contact with the air, means the oxygen is again dissolved in a water to remove the odor, color of water. The aeration action is similar to flowing stream. This method is used to oxidize iron and to partially reduce dissolved gases. Cascade aerator is the oldest and common type of aeration method. In this method, water is allowed to flow in a thin layer down steps. We can see it in a diagram. In both the cases of the cone spray aerator and the cascade aerator, the waterfalls allow the water come in contact with the air, so that the oxygen dissolve in a water. This is the actual picture of cascade aerator. We can say there are the steps on which the water is allowed to flow, so that the oxygen is the large space is occupied by the water, so that the maximum amount of oxygen or the maximum liters of water is in contact with air to dissolve oxygen in it. Cascade aerator consists of series of steps. We can see it in a diagram, and water is flow on that steps. In all cascade aerators, the aeration is complete in the splash zone. We know that this is used for the oxidation of iron manganese to reduce the dissolved gases. The next subtype is air aerator. The quantity of air consumed per 1000 liters of water varies from zero point 0.3 cubic meter to zero point 0.6 cubic meter. This is the diagram of air diffuse aerator. We can see at the left hand side there is one inlet which allows the raw water in a compartment, and at the right hand side there is an outlet which is allowed the aerated water to flow. There are three columns are in our these are the air depressed by a porous plate. There is above a compressor which allows compress in a water so that the air bubbles rise through the water and the oxygen is dissolved in that water, so that the oxygen dissolved water means the aeration process is occurred and it is get collected from the outlet. This is the diagram of air diffusion aerator. A common way to aerate water via diffused air. In this system, air is pumped through some sort of diffuser to generate the small bubbles. These diffusers are porous ceramic, cloth or plastic. This diffuser again divided into two subtypes, fine bubbles and coarse bubbles. The efficiency of the fine bubble aeration is 10 to 20 times greater than that of coarse bubble diffuse aeration system. This diffuse aerators system remove the color and odor of water. It is very costly. Now the next subtype is the trickling filter. We can see the diagram of trickling filter. There is a rotating influent distributor. Then there is a one domain excloser. When there is water is inserted in a trickling filter, then the above part which is shown that this is allowed to sprinkle or rotate himself so that the water is spray over these all media and the oxygen is again dissolved in that water. This consists of a bed of crushed stone. Here we can see the small wire gauze structure. This is the structure of stone pebbles covered with a slime which consists of aerobic bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa, worms and insects, the larvae. The sewage is degraded by the aerobic bacteria when it passes through the bed and it collected at the bottom of the filter. This trickling filter is better to remove the organic matter and also keep the filter moist when the flow rate is slow. This is used to remove the iron and manganese present in water. This method also allows to remove the gases present in water like CO2, methane. It is used in a small scale industry where the discharge is less. Means it is comfortable method to use for the aeration as compared to cascade method. The fixed film process, meaning the bacteria grows on the rocks and the settled sewage is applied to it. The most common type of all treatment work with excess of 50% of all treatment work is the UK, ranging from few hundreds people to thousands served. The settled sewage is doused onto the filter using mechanical distributors. The parts of slime regularly break away from the media surface and fine settlement is humus tank is required to produce a high quality final effluent. Now the advantage and disadvantage of trickling filters. Advantage, it is very simple and easy to operate. There required low power. It is relatively cheap as compared to other. Resilient and robust to change the toxic stock. It is very good for the small work, means in a use for the small scale industry, and it is adaptable. These are the advantages of trickling filter. Now the disadvantage. It is a large land take, not as efficient a removal process as suspended growth, not resistant to the cold, overgrowth and ponding. These are the disadvantage of trickling filter. Now after screening, then aeration, then the third step is the sedimentation. In this step, the large particles, means the suspended particles present in a water having, or the particles having a density greater than water, are settled down at the container, is called the sedimentation. In short, the settle down of high density particles, means the particles which having a higher density than water are settled down at the bottom, is called the sedimentation. Now equivalent to suspended particles, there are also fine particles present in a water which are never settled down at the bottom, which are always floating in the water. Now these minute particles on the water which never settle down, so that the sedimentation with coagulation is the method used for settle down this type of particles. Now let us see the sedimentation. Sedimentation tank having a two subtypes. The first one is the quiescent type, and second one is the, let us see the sedimentation first one. In quiescent type, the water is collected and kept in a tank for 24 to 36 hours. For the time required cleaning of this one is the 8 to 12 hours. After these hours, the minimum, means in this process the minimum 3 tanks are required, in which the 2 tanks are operational tank and 1 for the standby. Means in quiescent type, the water is collected and just kept in a 2 tanks which are operational and 1 is for the standby. Now whenever these water are kept in a tank, these are allowed to stand for the 24 to 6 hours, and the washing time of this water is the 8 to 12 hours. Means after 12 hours there are removal of particles from this one. Second step is the continuous flow type method. In this one, it having a two subtypes again. One is the horizontal flow type and second is the vertical flow type. In horizontal flow type, the rectangular sedimentation tank is used, and in vertical flow type there is the circular sedimentation tank is used. But the one thing that you keep in your mind is that the time taken by the particles to reach out the final point of outlet should be equal or the greater for the time taken for the settling of the water. Now there are assumptions for the horizontal flow type tank. The first assumption is a particle is said to be removed if it reaches the bottom of the settling zone in sedimentation tank. And second is the concentration of particles at every point in the vertical cross section of sedimentation tank is assumed to be same as that of inlet and end. Let us consider for the calculation of, there is a one formula, it's called the formula which is the shown in diagram. There is a square or dimension of one sedimentation tank. B is the width, L is the length and H is the height. So that the formula of V naught is the superficial velocity, or it is also called the surface flow overflow rate. Now this surface superficial velocity is denoted by V naught is equal to Q by BL. We know that the Q is the width of the tank, Vs is the settling velocity calculated by the Stokes law. By using the Stokes law, there is a formula for the horizontal velocity is equal to Q by BH. Now horizontal velocity divided by a settling velocity is equal to L by H. L is the length and H is the height of tank. So that the superficial velocity, settling velocity is equal to Q by BL. Hope so you understand all the points of water treatment. There are today we discuss the 3 point: screening, coagulation and aeration.